The call came at 3:17 a.m., not from my sister, not from the bank's automated system. It was from a vice president of the bank, and the first words he said made my blood run cold. "Sir, we need to talk about your $1.2 million mortgage payment for the beach house your sister claims was foreclosed." I sat up in bed, heart racing, hands shaking, because that house was never foreclosed. And my sister, she had no idea how badly she had messed up. "Hook, first 30 seconds. Let me ask you something. What would you do if your own sister stole your beach house, declared it foreclosed, moved in with her family, started posting vacation photos online, and then the bank called you, demanding $1 million payment?" Because that's exactly what happened to me, and what followed. Destroyed her lies, exposed a fraud ring, and ended with a revenge she never saw coming. Part 1. The house by the ocean. The beach house wasn't just property. It was my dream. White walls, wide glass windows, a deck that faced the ocean. Every morning, waves crashed like a heartbeat. Every night, the salt air felt like freedom. I bought it after 10 years of grinding. No inheritance, no shortcuts, just me. Long nights, missed holidays, burnout. The mortgage was heavy, $1.2 million, but I could afford it, or so I thought. Part 2. My sister, the victim. My sister Lena had always been complicated, always unlucky, always someone else's fault. Bad marriages, failed businesses, credit cards maxed out. She'd call crying, "I don't know how I'll survive." "You're the only one who ever made it." Family helps family, right? I helped, more times than I should admit, until one day, I stopped, and that's when everything changed. Part 3. The foreclosure. I was on a business trip overseas when I saw it. A photo on Instagram. My beach house. The deck. The ocean. The sunset. Caption. "Fresh start, grateful even after foreclosure. God provides." My stomach dropped. I called her immediately. She answered calm. Too calm. "Oh, you didn't know? The bank took it. It was foreclosed last month." I laughed. A sharp, nervous laugh. "Lena, I pay the mortgage myself." Silence. Then she sighed. "Look, I didn't want to stress you. They said it was paperwork. But it's done now." Done? Nothing about this made sense. Part 4. Locked out of my own house. I flew back the next day. Drove straight to the coast. My house stood there. Perfect. Untouched. But the locks? They were changed. A new security system blinked red. And through the window, I saw my sister's kids running around. Furniture moved. New paintings on the walls. My walls. I knocked. She opened the door, smiling. "Oh, you're here." I stepped forward. "Get out." She crossed her arms. "You can't. It's not yours anymore." That's when she handed me a folder. Foreclosure notice. Bank letterhead. Stamped. It looked real. Too real. Part 5. The bank's silence. I drove straight to the bank. Spoke to a manager. He frowned. Typed more. Then said, "Sir, this account is complicated." Complicated how? He wouldn't say. Just promised a call. Days passed. No call. Emails unanswered. And then, that 3:17 a.m. phone call. Part 6. The VP calls. The VP's voice was tight, professional, but nervous. "There's been activity on your mortgage." "Activity?" "Your account shows payments made by a third party." My chest tightened. "What third party?" He paused, then said my sister's name. And then came the line I'll never forget. "Sir, your mortgage was never foreclosed." I felt dizzy. "Then why does she have the house?" Another pause. Longer, because someone inside the system marked it that way. Part 7. The inside job. That's when the truth cracked open. A junior loan officer, recently fired, connected to my sister's husband. They forged notices, redirected mail, updated internal flags. On paper, my house was lost. In reality, the debt never stopped. The payments never stopped. I was still legally responsible. And my sister, she was living there for free. Part 8. I play along. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead, I let her believe she'd won. I replied to her text politely. "I'm sorry things ended like this. I hope the house brings you peace." She sent back heart emojis, photos of sunsets. She started calling it her house, hosting parties, posting reels, and every post was evidence. Part 9, the trap. The bank VP had a plan. So did I. We let my sister apply for a home equity loan. She wanted to renovate. Bigger deck, glass railing, outdoor kitchen. She bragged. They treat me like an owner now. That was the point. Because the moment she signed, she admitted something critical: ownership. On record, Part 10, the raid. 3 weeks later, early morning, police cars, bank investigators, fraud unit. I stood across the street, watching as my sister came out crying, handcuffed, her husband shouting, kids screaming, neighbors filming. She locked eyes with me, confused, betrayed. "You did this," she yelled. I shook my head. "You did." Part 11, the courtroom. She tried to spin it. Tears, family card, blame the bank. But documents don't cry. Emails, signatures, IP logs. The judge didn't even look impressed. This was deliberate, calculated. Sentence pending, assets frozen, and the house returned. Part 12, the final twist. A week later, I got another call. Same VP. "There's one more thing." The bank offered a settlement. Internal failure. Security breach. They wiped half my mortgage. $600,000 gone. Just like that. Ending. Satisfaction. I'm back in the beach house now. Same waves. Same sunsets. But quieter. Lena doesn't call anymore. No messages. No apologies. Just silence. And peace. Final words. Sometimes the deepest betrayal comes from blood, but so does the strongest lesson. Never underestimate the truth, and never, ever steal what still has a debt attached. If you enjoyed this story, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who loves real-life revenge stories, because the next story might be even darker.